Ministry of the Interior and Kingdom Relations. Wouter, why are you here?
Well, because it's an incredibly exciting event, and because the Ministry of the Interior and Kingdom Relations of the Netherlands is supporting one of the tracks, the Global Digital Identity track, one of the tracks of the hackathon. And well, what I think is very interesting, I brought around 10 colleagues of mine, that it's very good to take policy makers or people working from the government who are normally working in a large administration, a bureaucratic organization with large checks and balances, to take them completely out of their comfort zone and bring them to a hackathon. It's brilliant.
Bringing them to Groningen might already be taking them out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's
and then you bring them here to this abandoned sugar factory that is buzzing. You might think that being a government representative makes you the odd one out here. Have you experienced any such thing, or are you part of the teams?
Well, what I think is the whole motto of the hackathon is co-creating the next operating systems for our society. And well, it depends on your political preferences, but the general idea is that we will have a government in the future. Mm-hmm. So the next operating system for our society contains a lot of questions when it comes to the role or the working methods or the responsibilities of our government for the future. And it would be strange, I think, to have hackathons where people will get together and there will be no assistance or knowledge coming from within the administration at all.
Because that's why you're here, bringing the knowledge.
Yeah, and it's a change of mindset, I think, which is, let's say, if you have a very conservative idea about how government works, it is a government defining policies which are very broadly thought out and defined beforehand. Mm-hmm. And I think what the method we experience in a hackathon is that government is not completely defining solutions for societal problems beforehand, but we're formulating challenges to solve within groups of people coming together at these kind of events.
Sounds a lot more dynamic.
Yeah, and that's a challenge.
So tell us about your track challenges. What are they?
We're working in global digital identity, and it's one of the. I think most of the track supporters will say this, but it's one of the broadest challenges there is, because every other field of interest or every other domain contains an element of identity, because every person, entity, legal entity, or everything can be identified in our world. Mm-hmm. So this makes it pretty abstract, but to get it more, let's say, lively, we have this digital revolution, and a lot of our societal processes and encounters we have as people are digital. And within this system, there's a huge need for a reliable, a secure, a usable, a trustworthy identity. And what is your identity then? It is more than just an authentication tool where you log into something. Mm-hmm. It's more than just authorization, saying what you can do with your identity. And it's more than just the personal data constructing your identity. It's the combination of those together. And what we formulated as the challenge is not something concrete or we want to have this solved, but we simply formulated a few questions. So help us with providing a usable but secure identity for our future. Mm-hmm. And what I think is interesting, that there are 9 teams working in this track, and they're really coming up with use cases I really hadn't thought about before. And they're making up use cases in which the trustworthiness of large institutions like insurers, banks, energy companies and governments can be combined with the services people will want to have. Mm-hmm. And for all those services, we need to know who we're dealing with. That's the largest question. And well, they're apparently working on that challenge. How are we gonna securely solve the problem of knowing who we're dealing with?
Because we still want to know, even in the future.
Yeah, definitely. I always think back of this brilliant image of the New Yorker. I think in '98 or something in the '90s. On the internet, nobody knows your dog. That's still the problem we're working on.
Because we don't always want to know if you're a dog or not. We want to have certain attributes of you as well. So you've brought a lot of colleagues. This is an experience for them.
Yes, definitely.
But it's also an experience for the participants in your tracks, I think, to be able to access all this information. How transforming do you think this will be for all participants?
For participants, like the teams. Well, I think I think the teams. I'm pretty confident that these guys are really looking forward to change society. So I think perhaps the transformation on their part will be not the largest one, to say it gently. I think the transformation will be the largest within these institutions we have in society. So those are the ones that are going to change.
So the final question, how about the acceleration track then afterwards? How will you go out and achieve those changes that you think are required?
What I think we can become in handy as a governmental department is we can find access to institutions which the teams otherwise would no way have had.
So you'll be enabling, you will
it's mostly
liaising.
enabling and accelerating ideas that could provide real social good. So if somebody would be in there to make an incredible amount of money with a solution that he or she can sell, well, we'll probably say, good luck. Please abide the law.
Right.
But when somebody's coming up with an idea that really could provide, let's say, more time for people or more better services that we're providing as a government, or better, let's say, equality or problems for people with health issues, those are the things we can really accelerate the solutions.
Cool. Wouter, thank you very much for joining me now. You'll stick around for the rest of the weekend, I hope.
Yes, I will be, and
and your team too.
My boss is coming in on Sunday, so it's going to be...
You better be awake then.
I will.
Okay, thank you very much. Nice talking to you. We'll see you later on, I guess. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned, because there will be a lot more coming from the Blockchaingers Hackathon in Groningen. Thank you.